Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson. This is our Daily Gratitude Call. I'm excited for what we get to discover today and create together. Thank you for being on our call, those who are here live, and also want to welcome those who are listening to the podcast and encourage you to participate as if you were live. Grab some paper and pen. We're going to be doing a 90-second private meditation in just a moment. And I'll give, just a little bit of background before we do that 90 seconds. We always do some rounds of gratitude before we start our recording just to get us warmed up. And there were a lot of things that were shared about friends and family, and even somebody shared gratitude for trees' root system being interconnected, techniques for connecting, love of family, helpfulness within the family, interconnectedness, ancestors, even like connecting through the generations, good friends. And I just really felt like, and even the awareness of our connection with God and the inspiration that we receive. And I just feel like there are so many different things, ways and techniques and people and situations, that allow us to be connected. It just felt like really supportive. And so the focus that we're going to do today is on gratitude for a built-in support system. And we'll just see what comes up on that. So 90 seconds, private silent meditation, gratitude for a built-in support system, and just write down whatever comes to you. Begin. All right. A couple things came up for me. I was on the phone with one of my clients 2 days ago, I believe, and he and his wife just moved to a new home. And he was talking about how there were just like boxes and wires everywhere, that things that he has to hook up, like the internet and the computer and the hang the TV up on the wall, and just like all these different things that had to be done. And he was feeling very depleted, even just thinking about it, before he even jumped into it. And we had the conversation about, I have to do it. He was taking that onto himself, that he had to do it. And I said, you know what, let's just brainstorm some options. And he's like, well, I only see two options. Either I have to do it or my wife has to do it. And she's not skilled in the electrical, so it has to be me. So, he really was feeling the pressure of, I have to do it. And and anyway, we did go into a little brainstorming session. We came up with 16 different options, just in probably about 5 minutes. And then even after the call, I sent him 5 more options that came to me right after our call was done. And he was just amazed that there were so many different options. And I said, and I want you to sit down and come up with at least 10 more that we haven't thought of, so that you can really anchor in this idea that there are hundreds of options of ways that things get to be done. And I feel like that is a built-in support system, just our imagination, our ability to be open to know all the different ways that something can get accomplished. And anyway, that was one thing that came to me. And a second thing that I've been really pondering on, this is something that I've been sharing some ideas in our Lord's Way to Wealth Mastermind group, and about sending my business out sort of like on a mission to do the work for me, to gather people for me, seeing my business as a totally separate entity that has a spirit and a life of its own, that can actually go out and gather people to Christ, instead of me having to feel like I'm the one that has to do it. That I have to be, that this is my job or my mission and calling only, that this business that I've created has my, it's been created by me, and that there are some aspects of it that can actually go out on its own and produce for me. And just the time and energy savings that creates, and allows me to be able to create in a totally different area, while stuff is being done over here, I can be creating over in a different area. And so that is a support system. The time and energy that I put into my business to begin with has allowed it to be able to now go out and work for me. And then I had one other one that I want to share real quickly about how my time has, how I've been, I used to volunteer a lot for practically everything. And I kind of took on that idea of, if I don't do it, nobody will. And we had the opportunity in our neighborhood, we're doing a food drive for a food coalition that is in our area. And we're also, I got called because I sew. I got a phone call, and they said, we're trying to sew 5 million masks to be able to distribute. And they're, splitting it up and just, having people do a certain number. And the goal is to create 5 million masks and in our community. And so I agreed to that. I had thought in my mind I was going to donate to the Food Coalition. And then as soon as I committed to the masks, I was like, you know what, that is taking the place. That's how I'm going to contribute. So I crossed off the Food Coalition. And in the past, I would have agreed to both, and I would have done both. They both take time and energy. And I do want to, I do feel, not I want to, I feel like this is right for me. This is in alignment with who I want to be and what I want, how I want to contribute. I want to contribute in some way. And so, and the masks felt better than the Food Coalition. So that took the place of it. And I'm just acknowledging myself that I allowed myself to just be a part of one. And that felt right. So I'm my own support system, I think, is what this all boils down to. Who else has something they would like to share?
I'll share.
Okay.
So what I received was that God sent me to earth into my specific set of circumstances with a natural built-in support system. And I was pondering, after I received that information, I was pondering on each of my immediate family members, you know, my parents and my siblings, and um, just looking at them and each of their authentic gifts. And um, I just feel so much gratitude for the family that I was sent to, because I was sent to um, a family that is very strong and supportive. And then I was also thinking about the gifts that I have that are also definitely part of my support system, and just gratitude just for how all of these different parts, my family and friends and my specific gifts, just all cohesively work together perfectly just to build this incredibly strong support system. And I just have this overwhelming sense that I'm just absolutely surrounded by everything I need to succeed and fulfill my mission and purpose.
Beautiful. What a powerful feeling to be surrounded by everything that you need to fulfill your mission and purpose. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. I want to share, you know, that there are people who are not born into what you would call, quote, supportive families. I do want to share with you how the wisdom of God, though, because I have another client that I work with who, she was born to a mother who is a witch and a devil worshiper. And she, at a very early age, my client was even tattooed by her mother, and you know, did not have what you would consider like a really soft, cuddly, warm, supportive environment. However, in our work together, we have discovered ways in which this was the perfect setting for her to grow up in, with the way that she serves people today. And, you know, even though there are experiences that we have or that we know of, you know, of other people have had in their childhood or even in their adult life, that we wouldn't wish on anyone, and we would, you know, definitely not want to experience again if, you know, given the chance. But there's definitely something to be grateful for in every set of circumstances. Thank you. Who else has something they would like to share?
I was going to add to that along the same line of just thinking about my family, and we have these significant, like, wonderful families or difficult families, but also that middle ground where maybe we're just not appreciating one another. And it led me to the scriptures of the talents, when the one was offered, you know, so many and then doubled them, versus the one that was offered one and then lost it altogether, you know, kind of thing. And how are we doubling our talents within our family group by recognizing each other's gifts and blessings that we give to each other, whether they be those difficult experiences that help us to grow, or just was shared earlier, just this full love of each talent of our family members and how that can expand.
Well, beautiful. Thank you. You know, that story of the talents, that parable of the talents, it's possible that the one who received more had, you know, possibly had a little more experience. And that's why that master was willing to trust him with a few more. Maybe the one who just got one, this was the first time that he'd been entrusted, and he was like super scared about losing it. But, you know, we don't know the rest of the story. We don't know what kind of lesson that person who got the one learned from that, and possibly the next time he got a little more to test out again. And, you know, we all have our own situations and we all have the opportunity to learn. And I love that idea of really being appreciative of what we have and utilizing those connections that we have to the best of our ability in the moment. Thank you. Any last thoughts before we shift over to our permission process?
Yes.
Sure.
Kathy, and then I
sorry.
think Rachel. It's like we got a few more.
Yeah.
We'll make sure everybody gets an opportunity. Kathy.
So what was really coming up for me was the support of angels, and I believe that our angels are ancestors, so there's a lot of family support, even beyond what we can really comprehend. But I was also thinking about support systems that are in place in the church. And even though I've lived in the same town pretty much my whole life, I know that if I were to move, I would still have that support system. And even thinking about the story that you tell about, and how you support people even though they may have moved in, and how we all support one another, and the systems that are in place to help us with whatever we need if we just ask, and the support of the gospel. And there's just so much support that I could make a list, like you were saying, of all of the support in many different areas of my life.
Awesome. Thank you. That is such a blessing, isn't it? Thank you. I think, Melissa, you had something.
Yeah, I really like the story about your friend who had a hard upbringing. She had a hard mom, and how she was able to kind of pivot her view of her mom, and how it was the perfect way for her to grow up. And I think that we can do that as mothers, looking at our children and looking at their strengths and weaknesses and how we fit into their lives. And, we never feel like we're enough. And I think that we can just believe that we are the perfect mother or father for our children.
Oh, thank you for sharing.
That, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Just, we have the opportunity to be the best that we can be right now. And it's awesome to acknowledge that and, and believe that. Thank you. I think, Scott, you had something.
Yes. In the fall, I was actually visited Phil on a little lunch while I was in Utah. And he said, we are all where we are supposed to be. Which goes along with what has been said already, is our experiences, though they be a challenge and difficult, but they have brought us to where we are, and that is where we're supposed to be.
Awesome.
And I feel that's one reason is because of our experience, then I can share and help others get through their experience.
Yep, our experiences are definitely give us a great platform to be able to serve from. And if we can believe this way, if we can really embrace this idea of being exactly where we're supposed to be and being in the perfect set of circumstances and having feeling like everything that we have and are is being supported, there's no victim. There's no way that we could say, poor pitiful me, look at my circumstances, I don't have a chance. You can't have that kind of energy and believe that you're in the perfect set of circumstances at the same time. Thank you. I think, Rachel, did you have something?
Yeah, I'll just make it quick. The first thought that came to me was the support system built in my body, that my body is a support system for me. And then the really powerful phrase that I'm pregnant right now is I'm creating family. And
beautiful.
I'm just really grateful for the women, past and present and future, that create family.
Wow, powerful. Thank you. Wow, that kind of a support system, your body and the support system that you are for your baby right now. Wow, super grateful for that. Thank you. Let's go ahead and shift over to our permission process. I appreciate everything that has been shared. We've created a really awesome, just like positive, I feel like we're all just like sitting in this wonderful safety net, wonderful, like a little soft, cozy nest. And so thank you for creating that for us. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And just allow yourself to settle into this wonderful, safe, warm, comfortable space that we've created right here, regardless of what your circumstances are in life right now, regardless of how you grew up, what you were born into, what things are happening right now in your life. Whatever that is, just to get into that space of feeling like, wow, this is the perfect support system right now. It's a perfect set of circumstances that I've been granted. You even see them as blessings and find gratitude within those set of circumstances. And listen for any limiting beliefs that might be coming up about that idea of being supported, loved, cuddled, even sitting in the best possible place that you could be in. What's the limiting belief? And as you're becoming more clear on what that limiting belief is, allow yourself also to examine the cost of that limiting belief. What has that limiting belief been producing for your life? How has that been showing up? What has it been? What are the results that limiting belief has been creating in your life? And what will it continue to create if you hold on to it, if you don't let go of that limiting belief? And if you don't like what it's been creating, you totally have the option. You can let go of that limiting belief and you can choose into some new beliefs that will be more supportive. You can create a network of new beliefs that are a support system for you. And if you're ready to do that, to give yourself permission to choose the new beliefs, say yes.
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 Awesome. So what are those new beliefs? Let's get 2 or 3 new beliefs. Just will take the place of that old limiting belief and allow you to move forward without it, without that limiting belief, and create a totally different outcome. What are those new beliefs that will support you? And as you're getting clear with what those new beliefs are, I invite you to take those new beliefs and just close your eyes, breathe those new beliefs in, and envision that those new beliefs are being woven together into a new support system that is supporting you in the best way possible. They're serving you in helping you to move forward confidently, feeling that you are in exactly the right place at the right time, that everything that has been in your life is perfect, it has prepared you for who you are today and what you are ready to create. See that support system being woven together with these new beliefs and adding to the resources, the time, the energy, everything that you have access to, that these new beliefs are part of those resources that you have access to create whatever you choose in your life. And with this new support system of new beliefs, I invite you to allow yourself to be open to dream. What is possible now with these new beliefs and this new support system that you're becoming more aware of? What is possible? And allow yourself to be projected forward into those possibilities that you are destined for greatness and that all of these possibilities are available to you. And now that you have these new beliefs, they are the support system that will get you there. And so allow yourself to actually move forward on your timeline and to be in the space of having already completed and created whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that will serve you in a higher capacity. Allow yourself to be there in that reality of having whatever it is that you're wanting to create already manifested. And feel those emotions. Listen for any sounds that are present, being present in having this be accomplished. Use all of your senses, your emotions, your sense of touch, your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, smelling, all of your senses. Be present with a completed, manifested dream. And then look back over the timeline and what was the one thing, what was the very first thing that needed to be done today that actually put you on the path to completion? What's your inspired shortcut today that's the number one most important step that you could take today that would take you forward to having completed your goal, completed and finished your dream? No matter how small it seems, just trust the first thing that comes to you. This is your inspired shortcut. And then one more time, looking over that list of new beliefs. That's your support system. And now you have your very most important next step. In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. I always love to offer at the end of our call, anyone who would like to have a conversation with me to go to askwylene.com, and that will take you directly to my calendar, and you can schedule a 15-minute call. Askwylene.com. It's a free call, free mentoring session, 15-minute call with me. And I promise you, whatever you feel like is holding you back, we will solve it in that 15 minutes. Sometimes it's 20 minutes, but it doesn't take very long. Who has something that they would like to share about their experience today?
I'll share.
Hey, Kathy.
I was up late last night because I went to the Facebook page, and I don't go on Facebook nearly enough, I guess. And just what's interesting is, like yesterday, you gave me credit for inviting you to have recordings. And so I was just going through some of those recordings, and it was really awesome. What I realized was that as I'm listening to the recordings, it's a different experience than being on live, because what I found is that I could hit pause and think about something for a minute and then write some more and think about, just do the meditation in a different way. And so it was a really interesting experience as I was doing that and journaling and thinking. And what I found is that when we're on the call, a lot of times I don't really get to the root of the limiting beliefs. And so having more time to think, is there a limiting belief surrounding this? And as I'm on the call, it's just a different thinking process. So that was interesting, and feeling supported, and how we love and support and serve one another. And I believe that that's why we're put on this earth, is to serve one another and learn the lessons from our experiences. And so that's really what was coming up for me. So, and now I can listen to the call again and really just hang on to those beliefs. And the inspired step was really about inviting. And so I have a lot to do today to prepare for this webinar that we're doing tonight, or this afternoon, actually. So I just appreciate you so much for all that you do for us. And I appreciate the people on this call who are willing to share, even though our thoughts are being put somewhere that anybody can check in anytime. And just being in that right place at the right time, and knowing that we are supported by God in everything that we're doing. That's really powerful to me.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. And you are in the right place at the right time. Every single one of you that's on this call, whether you're listening to the podcast or if you're listening here live, you are in the right place at the right time. Thank you. Scott, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, thank you. I realized I had set a goal to make new connections. I believe I'd said like 2 or 3 new connections every day. Well, I haven't done that with life that runs all kinds of challenges. So I thought I need to make one real new connection daily. In addition to one new real connection, ask that individual, how could I be of help and service to them?
Wow, beautiful. Wow, that's powerful. Not just to make the connection, but to also anchor that connection with a physical action that, of service. Thank you. I love that. And I know that if you go to the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, that Kathy was talking about, where all the recordings are, there's going to be lots of people there. You could connect with one of those people a day, and I know that they would love to hear from you. Well, thank you all for the comments that you've made. I would love to continue our conversation. This is such a support system for me, and I know everybody who comes here feels that network of support. We even have a texting thread that, if somebody wants to share something after the call's over, they'll put everybody's name on a text thread and send it out, that's been on the call. And so there's even an additional support system there beyond the Facebook group for those who are on here live consistently. And I feel your support, not just, for this 30 minutes that we're together in the mornings, but throughout my day. And just know that I just love knowing that I have this to come to every single morning. So thank you all. We'll look forward to being back together tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.